evening, everybody. Happy Monday to everyone out there. Welcome to the Chainmovers podcast. And as usual, I'll be your host, Chad. And with me, as usual, my co-host, Lacey.
Hi, everybody.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back. Again.
Do you like me or just no one else likes you?
Could be a little of both. Everyone's sick of me proving them wrong all the time.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even talk to Wheels today.
Oh, you did?
No, because I knew we were going to do it early.
Oh.
And he's probably still at work.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Right.
So.
You're off today.
I took the day off just to prepare for this show.
Holiday kid.
My life's one big fucking holiday. What can I say? It doesn't get any better. So, yeah. So, that's all I know. My life's one big holiday. Yeah. Well, you want to get into some side stories, Lace, or what?
Sure. Sure, we can.
Or you want just some more banter?
Well, I don't know. What else do we have to say, I guess?
Nothing. I have nothing to say.
I was irritable today.
That's not unusual.
For some reason, you just have those days and it's like, wow, why does everyone have to go and piss me off today?
People do that.
Yeah, they will.
So.
I'm happy now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good because nobody wants an irritable you on this show.
No.
So.
I'm not anymore.
Everyone would boo you. Okay, enough, Lacey. Okay, so I want to start out with just a couple side stories. A quick story from up in Grand Prairie, Alberta.
Okay.
During a hockey game, I believe it was a junior game.
Okay.
Grand Prairie Storm. I'm not 100% sure on that, but bench door, one of the gates to get into the bench, latch broke. So they threw it over the PA system. Before you know it, there's a guy pulling onto the ice with his welding rig, welded her up right there on the old ice.
Like mid-game.
Mid-game, yeah. They just open up the Zamboni door, and I mean, there's probably 100 welding units in the parking lot.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I thought that was kind of neat.
That is neat.
Classic Alberta story right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure is.
I thought that was kind of cool.
That is kind of neat.
Don't see that every day.
No, I like that.
So, yeah, buddy Jimmy rigged her up, and away they went. Wonder if it held.
I don't know.
They didn't even plug the guy.
Really?
It's just a big thanks to
Whatever
Joe
welding.
Blows Welding, or whatever you want to call it.
You want to hear a joke?
Sure.
What's the difference between God and a welder?
A welder God doesn't think he's a welder.
Yeah.
I love that one.
I know.
I have another one. It's a little racier, but it involves a welder and a pair of women's undergarments.
I don't think I know this.
You don't know this one? Okay.
I don't.
Well, I'm not going to say it because it's pretty dirty. It's a dirty joke.
Fun fact.
Hilarious. So what?
I'm a first year welder. What is it? I never get fun facts. So there was my one.
It's not. All right. Enough. Okay, let's move over to the Alberta High School Football Provincials.
Okay.
Now, I think everyone knows where we stand. Holy Rosary Raiders will face the Cochrane Cobras in the Tier 3 final. And that is set to go down Friday at 4 p.m. at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton. The Raiders easily handled their semifinal opponent, the Sturgeon Spirit, 43-0, and a nasty weather day. Mm-hmm. It was about 25 below with the wind. It was blizzarding. There's a few turnovers in that one.
Yeah.
None that really cost us, obviously, but yeah, it was a dirty one.
It was.
But the boys prevailed, and they punched their ticket to the final. And Cochrane on the other side, out of the south, easily defeated the Crescent Hills Vikings 42-0. So I don't know if you can draw up a more evenly matched final or not. I mean, points for and against. They had one loss, but it was to a Tier 2 team. Right? And then they had one overtime game, whereas we kind of just skated right through our season. But Yeah, I think it's going to be a dandy. And
Yeah.
out of all the final games, I think this one's going to be the best one.
Yeah, I agree.
Tier 2, we have St. Joe's and who do they play?
You told me this.
Holy Trinity Academy Knights out of Okotoks. Tier 1, I don't even know. I didn't look. And Tier 4 is Sexsmith versus... Oh, I can't remember. But
Tier 1 was... That's who played after us?
yeah, Sal played... Can't remember anything today. Salisbury played someone. But I
And they
forget
lost.
18-0. Got shut out.
Yeah. And what? They were ranked like number 2 in the country? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
supposedly. Yeah.
So that was an upset, I would say.
Yeah. So they beat Harry Ainley, who was undefeated going into the playoff.
Right.
And then this team,
Who was it?
I can't remember. I think they're from Calgary. Whatever. It doesn't matter. And then, yeah, Sal got shut out by these guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, weather like that, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But
It was a little nerve-wracking when we got there.
Absolutely.
It's like,
yeah.
ooh, this is...
We had an early fumble on a punt. You know, it was 0-0. It's like this game could really go either way.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'm not sure how we put up 43 points.
No.
It just kind of happened.
I don't know either.
Like, again, it was a tight game until halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah.
And then it was 28-0 at the half. Normally we're 35-0.
Right.
So, good on Sturgeon.
Yeah.
Oh, this is 28 first half.
That's right.
It seemed like a good group of kids, though. Good
Yes.
sports.
Yeah, the boys said that they were really good.
Yeah. Haven't really run into any...
No.
Not a lot of bullshit. You
No.
know, it's just the boys are out there playing, and
Yeah.
it's been good. I mean, Sylvan was probably the closest thing we got, but that was directed at the refs, not at
Right.
us per
Yeah.
se, right? And then they started taking flags and whatever else, but that's pretty minor in the big scheme of things.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to hurt anyone or
No.
anything like that. So.
No, and the normal beaking in a football game, but
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, you're going to talk a little shit.
Right.
If you didn't, I'd be disappointed. But,
but yeah, no, it sounds like everyone this year has been a real good sport.
yeah. So for this will be Cochrane's 7th consecutive trip to the provincial final. Won 6 in a row.
Crazy.
And this will be our, how many consecutive?
6, I think.
They beat
Right?
us 6 times in a row?
I think so. Well, it's the 6th time we've won the North.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well,
gotta
then,
be.
yes. Yeah. So, there's some demons to exercise there. But I'm expecting just one hell of a good ball game.
Yeah.
They're calling for +3 on
Yeah.
Friday in Edmonton at
That's
Commonwealth,
exciting.
which will be extra special after this last weekend.
Yes.
And that game will be live streamed. I believe if you go to Football Alberta, we'll put a link out on our page, our Facebook page, and then it'll take you to their YouTube channel or
Whatever it is.
whatever. Yeah, but if you can't make it up there, well, that's the next best thing, I suppose.
Yep. Watch it from the comfort of your couch.
That's right. That's right. Even though it's going to be beautiful out.
It is. Yeah.
So,
Excited about that.
moving overlays. LeBron James almost died last night.
I feel like you're being sarcastic.
And I'll tell you why. So the Lakers were playing the Pistons.
Yeah.
You've seen this story?
Yeah.
Okay. So free throw. I don't even know who was shooting the free throw. Mello, maybe? Not sure. Anyway, Isaiah Stewart from the Pistons was lined up beside LeBron James. LeBron James supposedly just trying to box him out.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he was trying to do. Elbows him in the eye and then comes through with his fist, the back of his fist, splits Buddy for 5. Took 5 stitches to close that up.
It was a mess.
Anyway, Buddy was wild.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, this dude should be playing D-end, not basketball.
Right.
He tore through like 4 of his coaching staff before like finally 5 guys stepped in front of him. LeBron James hid behind the refs and, typical LeBron James move.
Yeah.
Now, he claims it was an accident.
Yeah.
Accident, yeah. Okay. So when you're trying to box someone out, do you go for their face? You box out their face? Is that
Right.
how we do it now? Because normally you try and hook them with your elbow
Right.
in the midsection so they can't get through.
Right.
I guess the face is just as good.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably more effective.
I'll just knock your ass out then, you know? Like, come on. You think anyone's buying that bullshit?
Yeah.
And do we honestly believe LeBron's going to get suspended for it? No. The COVID policies don't even apply to this guy.
Right.
If we remember back to last year's playoffs.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Oh, you tested positive? We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Play. Right?
I was listening to a radio station this morning, a little sports section or whatever, and even the guy on there, he's like, I was a huge LeBron James fan. He's like, and I'm just getting sick of him.
Till he opened his mouth.
Well, it's just...
You had to respect his talent.
Yes.
You had to.
But like you said, it's no rules apply to this guy.
No.
He pretty much runs the NBA.
And he's an advocate for everything that suits his agenda.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Right? Oh,
yeah.
He's such a great advocate. Oh, but he has no problem supporting Nike, who runs thousands of sweatshops in China. That shit doesn't matter.
Right, because it's paying him.
Right. Yeah, that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
And it's no different than the NBA not suspending him.
Right.
It's all about that. So, yeah, I mean, the amount of stuff you hear about what COVID rules apply to this person but not the next guy leads me to believe that maybe it's not as big a deal as people are making it out to be.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. Reference the NFL. Ben Roethlisberger came back from COVID. The fastest anyone has returned from COVID. Well, guess what? It was a primetime game.
Right.
Nobody wants to tune in to watch Mason Rudolph. They want to watch Ben, right?
Right.
So, I mean, come on. Whatever. It's all about the almighty dollar,
Right.
and that's the way it is. Okay, enough of that story, Lace. Update from Peng Shuai.
Oh, okay.
This was our groundbreaking story.
Yeah. Shocked the shit out of me.
On Friday.
Yeah.
Peng Shuai did in fact have a video conference call with the IOC, the Olympic Organizational Committee, or whatever you want, International Olympic Committee, sorry. Says she's fine. She's good. Thanks for the concern. Background was a white room with like a bookcase in behind, could have been interpreted as a house. Like, people are really watching this video, right? As I would be too.
Right.
I mean, how easy is it to throw up a background that makes it look like she's sitting at home?
Right.
Right?
You can put up a background that shows you're on a fucking roller coaster.
Meanwhile, her ankles are shackled. You know,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't know, right?
Wow.
And if there's three guys sitting there at rifle point, you're going to say what they tell you to say,
Right.
right? So, that might be a little out there, but maybe it's not. You know, we
Yeah, you never know.
just don't know. The whole thing is very mysterious.
It is.
And yeah, I just don't know what to make of it. But she claims she's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go. I'd say that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think that confirms she's alive.
Yeah. So when should she be like appearing at like a tournament, or like is there something going on that people should see her in person?
I don't know. I don't really follow tennis all that much, to be honest.
I was just
with you.
wondering how long we're waiting for her to.
She was ranked as high as 14th in the world.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, she's 35 years old already. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I didn't know she was that old, but yeah, she's old.
Shut up.
Regardless, supposedly she's alive,
Well, that's good.
unless they like made her a marionette,
Yeah.
dubbed in a voice.
Oh, Lord. We're digging deep here.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Maybe it's not something to kid about. I don't know. But regardless, there's your update on Peng Shuai. Until I would say at this point, until someone physically sees her playing tennis,
Right.
they're not going to be convinced she's alive.
Right.
Right? Or okay.
Yes.
She's obviously alive.
Right.
But yeah. So okay, Lace, that's it for side stories. You got anything?
That was quick.
You got any you want to talk about?
No.
Okay.
You're happy about that.
Let's move on.
Good. She has nothing to say.
Sunday's games, Lace. Let's get into them.
Okay.
First one, Colts versus the Bills.
Uh-huh.
The Indianapolis Colts go on the road to simply destroy the Buffalo Bills 41-15. Carson Wentz really didn't have to do anything in this game because Jonathan Taylor stole the show once again.
Wow.
32 carries, a buck 85, 4 touchdowns, and 3 receptions for 19 yards and 1 touchdown for 5 total touchdowns. I had to count that out.
Yeah.
Not much
On
of a
your fingers.
mathematician. So, yeah. When does this guy enter the MVP discussion?
Well, that's what they were just saying. I seen on whatever we were watching. It's like that must bump him in there, doesn't it?
They're
Like-
6-5. They're over 500 now.
Mm-hmm.
They went on the road and supposedly beat a tough Bills team.
Yeah, I don't even know.
They beat them, but the Bills are supposedly tough. But the Bills have also lost to the Jags.
Right. It's just a mess.
Did they lose to the Jets?
Yes. Right?
Well, Tennessee
Yeah,
lost to the Jets. I know that. I don't even know.
I don't know
even
either now,
anymore.
actually.
I'd have to go back and look. But, yeah, Jonathan Taylor lit it up. And the Colts, yeah, like I said, down 6-5. The Bills dropped down to 6-4. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is a direct result of the Bills not having a competent run game.
Yeah.
They do not have a run game. They want Josh Allen to do everything. Mm-hmm. And when the defense figures you out,
right.
it's
This
too
happens.
late.
Yeah.
It's too late. Matt Breida was the running back in Buffalo this weekend. 5 carries, 51 yards. Matt Breida hasn't been relevant for, 4 years.
I was going to say.
Since he was in San Fran.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was on the Bills. And all of a sudden
or that he's playing.
And all of a sudden he's your lead back? There's like 6 guys that got carries in that game. Come on. Like, this is their coach, Sean McDermott. Dude. Hey, if everyone would have listened to this show 6-7 weeks ago, we raised the red flag about the lack of run game in Buffalo. And now it's coming back to haunt you. I thought it would be at playoffs. When it comes down to a tight game, you need that, first down. It's 3rd and 4, and you can't run the ball. Right? So, yeah. Colts now sitting 2nd in the AFC South, 2 games behind the Titans, which we'll get into the Titans. And the Bills, 2nd in the AFC East to the New England Patriots, who have looked amazing as of late. Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good.
Very good team. Mm-hmm. Very good team. Very good coach. I'm gonna give Bill his due.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him his due here. Bill Belichick has 6 rings for a reason. And he might win another one with a rookie QB.
Wouldn't that be something?
Let's see. Let's see what happens. Moving over, Lace. Ravens-Bears. Let's talk about this one a little bit.
Okay.
Ravens win this one 16-13.
Yeah.
Last minute touchdown from Tyler Huntley. The Lamar Jackson didn't play in this one. Marquise Brown didn't play in this one. Justin Fields got knocked out of the game. Don't know if he has broken ribs. He went to the hospital. Bears 3-7, lost 5 straight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's rough. I thought they had this one.
Funny story.
Oh.
On Twitter. Okay, there's some guy on there. So I was scrolling through, and this guy's like, Justin Fields is the next great one. Like, oh, fuck, here we go. Okay, so I just put a bunch of laughing emojis. I'm like, Justin Fields is not the next great one. I'm sorry. I don't hate the kid. He's just not that good. In my humble opinion.
Right.
So, put a bunch of laughy faces, and so this guy's like 50,000 followers or some shit. And so he invites me onto his show. He's like, you want to go on IG Live with me? I said, absolutely. Yep. I'll debate you all day as to why Justin Fields isn't as great as you think he is. Crickets on the other end. I don't even think he's posted since. Because Justin Fields is like 4 of 11 with a fumble when he left. And that's the story of Justin Fields' season. Mm-hmm. So, and everyone's going to say, oh, well, the O-line shit. Okay, well, Seattle's O-line is shit too. And it has been bad for quite some time. So if every quarterback had a great O-line, they'd all be way better than they are.
Right.
So it doesn't work that way.
Right.
Regardless, yeah, your Bears, deep trouble.
Yeah.
Sitting in 3rd in that NFC North, only ahead of the lowly Detroit Lions, 2 games behind the Vikes, who are 5-5, and 5 games behind the Green Bay Packers. So, running out of time, Lace.
Yeah.
They got 8 weeks left. Even if they win out, they'll finish 10-7, which I don't think will be good enough for a wild card. But who knows this season?
Yeah.
I mean, that AFC, well, this is the NFC, I guess. The AFC is a complete disaster. We'll talk about that later, too. Mark Andrews, 8 receptions, 73 yards. Ravens are 7-3. First in that AFC North. Yeah. So, and they have a bye next week, and the Bears could be what they need, a trip to Detroit.
Yeah.
Get them back on track here. They lose that game. There's big trouble. And Andy Dalton came in relief of Fields. Mm-hmm. He went 11-23, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Darnell Mooney had a day. Mm-hmm. Andy Dalton, maybe that's what they need. Maybe they just need to switch cues every week.
Oh, Lord.
How much longer are they going to keep Nagy?
They can't. They'll get through the season, fired. I guess, yeah.
There was Fire Matt Nagy chants breaking out in the stadium.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. So.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Something needs to happen.
Dude is a shit coach.
Yeah, he is.
Remember
Lovey?
Maybe go coach a high school team.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Not in Texas. Somewhere else.
Nowhere that there's a good football team.
Yeah.
You need to pick a real shit school.
New Mexico. Where nobody lives even.
Some of that sketchy area of Arizona that we drove through.
Yeah, northern Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember Lovey Smith. Great coach.
Yeah. I miss him.
At least he could put a defense on the field.
And he did a lot with...
He had the best defense. Well, no, yeah, he had the best defense. Arguably that the Bears have had in the last 40-some years.
Right.
So, those Bears went to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman as their quarterback.
I had a Grossman jersey too, didn't I?
Yeah. Did you?
Marshall.
Yeah,
that was the one that we missed.
Yeah.
It was Brandon Marshall. I had a Marshall jersey.
So I can just see the Bears season swirling and disappearing. Yeah. We spent way too much time on that game, Lacey. Okay, let's move over to the Lions-Browns.
Okay.
The Browns narrowly escaped with a win here, 13-10 over the Lions. The Lions' undefeated streak comes to an end in November, unfortunately. They were undefeated in November. A bye and a tie. Now they have a loss. Maybe they can win next week.
Well, I just have one of everything.
They're playing the Bears. It could happen. Lions 0-9-1. Browns 6-5, trying to keep pace in that bizarre AFC North. No Jared Goff in this one. Tim Boyle was in fact the starter for the Lions.
How'd he make out?
Oh, he went 15-23 for 77 yards and 2 picks. So
perfect.
A very Goffian type day. Not much of a downgrade.
No.
Honestly. DeAndre Swift, been the one bright spot on obviously a horrific season for the Lions. 14 carries, $136 and a touchdown. I feel for this dude, man.
Yeah.
It was kind of like when Calvin Johnson was there.
Right.
It's like, this guy can actually play.
Right.
But what do you want him to do?
You can't play a football game by yourself.
Score 5 a weekend? It just don't work that way. So, and I mean, I didn't watch this game, obviously, but I gotta assume they were stacking 8 in the box, 9 in the box. We'll let Tim Boyle beat us through the air, right? And he still managed to rip off a $136. So, Lions obviously last in the NFC North, and the Browns 6-5, 4. They're last in their division as well, even after the win. So. They play Baltimore next week, which will be a big one.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson should be back.
Hey, what's wrong with him?
Some kind of stomach flu.
Oh,
Not
geez.
COVID related.
Humdinger.
And I seen they signed another quarterback off their practice squad today. So I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, seems bizarre.
Yeah,
so
it does.
If you are a Lamar Jackson owner, I would definitely keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
It seems very weird that they signed another quarterback
That
today.
is.
So.
Interesting.
Yeah. Baker, 15-29, 176, a touchdown and 2 picks. And Nick Chubb, 22 carries for 130 yards. So that Browns run game is good. That's really the only thing that keeps them in games at this point.
Yeah.
And they're so banged up that, I don't know. Baker just hasn't been very good. Mm-hmm. And in a contract year,
you want to be better.
That's going to hurt. Like, I bet you Cleveland signs him to a 1 year.
You think so?
They'll give him one more shot. Yeah. But he ain't getting that 5-year, $125 million contract.
Right.
Not happening. I wouldn't if I owned the Browns.
Right.
Not a chance.
No.
This guy hasn't been near consistent enough for me to throw that kind of dough at him. So, yeah. Okay, let's move over to the Texans-Titans lace in the parlay buster to end all parlay busters. The Houston Texans hosted the Tennessee Titans. The 8-3 Titans, they were 8-2, went to Houston to play the 1-8 Texans, and the Texans managed to defeat them 22-13. Tyrod Taylor, 14 of 24 for 107 yards. He also had 6 rushes for 28 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill, 35 of 52, 323 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 picks against the Texans defense. Like, these Tennessee Titans, I try and give them kudos. I try. And they spit in my face every time I do it.
Yeah.
They've lost to the Jets. They've lost to the Texans. All they have to do is lose to the Jags. Did they lose to the Jags? No. I don't know. Those 3 losses, they should be 3 wins.
Right.
They should be undefeated.
Right.
I don't know, man. They may have lost A.J. Brown in this one. He left with a chest injury. So they're falling apart. Right. Literally falling apart. Yeah, that drops the Texans to 8-3 drops the Titans to 8-3 and boosts the Texans to 2-8. Ridiculous. Let's move over. This was a hell of a ball game, Lace. A good old NFC North battle. Vikings-Packers. Mm-hmm. Vikings take it 34-31 on last-minute field goal. Nobody plays more close games than Minnesota.
Yeah.
No kidding. Majority of their games finish in a field goal.
Right.
They're now 5-5. Kind of finding their stride a little bit here. Yeah, Kirk Cousins, 24-35, 341 yards and 3 touchdowns. I busted Kirk. So, that's not good. Delvin Cook, 22 carries, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. And I think I gave the Packers D just a little too much credit in booms and busts this week because I also busted Justin Jefferson, who went 8 for 169 and 2 touchdowns. He had himself a massive day. So my bad. Aaron Rodgers went 23 of 33, 385, 4 touchdowns, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling went 4 receptions, 123 yards, and a touchdown. A.J. Dillon, who I boomed, was quiet. He had 11 carries for 53 yards. So,
tough game.
The Packers, 3 games up on the Vikings in that NFC North. The Packers go to SoFi Stadium to play the Rams next week, which should be a good game.
Good game, yeah. Should be.
And the Vikings, they got themselves a tough matchup. They go to San Fran.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, the Packers host the Rams. My bad.
Oh.
So, yeah, Vikings go on the road. Tough game of their own. Mm-hmm. 49ers have been playing well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dolphins, Jets, Lace. Not really a lot to talk about here. Dolphins took this one 24-17. Moving them up to 4-7. They've won 3 straight.
Wow.
And they host the Panthers next week.
Oh.
And the Jets drop down to 2-8, and they get to go to Houston.
Oh. Well, I don't even know what to think anymore.
So technically, Tennessee 8-3, second best team in the league. That means Houston is now the second best team in the league because they beat the. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it should be a blowout by the Texans, but Joe Flacco made his first start.
Oh yeah.
He went 24-39, 291 yards and 2 touchdowns. It wasn't enough. Wasn't enough for old Joe. Elijah Moore, receiver for the Jets, went 8 of 141 and a touchdown. Had himself a nice day. And he's taken in our league. I seen that stat line. I'm like, I'm going to scoop this guy up. Who's starting guys from the Jets? That's what I want to know.
And who had him? Do you remember?
I don't.
Well, I have a new problem.
Danny Chuckin maybe had him. I don't know. He's
Gronk is healthy.
Okay.
Well, that is maybe a problem for me because I pulled him out. Now do I put him back in?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Him
either.
or Tony.
Yeah.
That's your choices.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get someone chime in, give you a little piece of advice.
Please be quick. How long do we have?
Gronk or Kadarius Toney? Those are the options.
1 hour. You have 1 hour.
Oh, jeez, you got lots of time.
Please message me.
Lots of time. Yeah, okay, enough of that game, Lace. Saints Eagles. How about these Eagles?
Yeah.
Spreading their wings and flying here, Lace. They're really coming around. Those Eagles hung 40 on those Saints and won that one 40-29. Jalen Hurts, he's just basically a second running back out there. 13 of 24, 147 yards, but 18 carries, 69 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. So, I'm sure Eagles management really doesn't care as long as they're winning games.
Yeah.
He can run all he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, moves the Eagles up to 5-6. Next week they play the Giants, an NFC East battle, and the Saints it's just going from bad to worse.
Yeah.
When we talked about them on our pretender and contender session last week, you thought they were contenders. I said they were pretenders. So far, I'm right, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
They get to host the Buffalo Bills next week. So nobody's scared of the Buffalo Bills anymore.
I don't even know.
I wouldn't be. If I was an NFL, even if I was coaching, well, they just played Jacksonville and beat them.
Right.
Jacksonville beat them.
Yeah.
But yeah, even if I was like, let's say, I don't know, Washington.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not scared of the Bills.
Right.
Like, come on. I don't know. Buffalo's in trouble. Yeah, let's move over to Washington, Carolina, Lace. The re-debut of Mr. Cam Newton. And Cam showed up.
He did.
Not enough, though, as they lost this game, 27-21, which that's a tough loss.
Yeah, it is.
To Washington.
I don't get it.
Oh, God. But Washington's won 2 in a row. Yeah, 27-21. Cam Newton went 21-27, a $189 and 2 touchdowns through the air. And he also went 10-46 for a touchdown on the ground. And if you remember the Friday show, I boomed Mr. Newton.
Yeah.
And he paid dividends. He had 30-some fantasy points. So you left him on your bench, I believe.
Well, no, I was torn between Jimmy G and, like, I had to pick up a quarterback. Stafford was on a bye.
Ah, I see.
So I picked up Jimmy G. Then I heard Newton was getting the start. And I went in then. I was like, you know what? I think I just had a feeling that Cam was going to come out wanting to prove himself, right?
Yeah, played well.
And I went in then to try pick him up, and I was locked. Jimmy G was locked in, so.
Like the game had already started? No. Well, there you go. What did Jimmy do?
It was a 10-point difference, so.
Oh, yeah.
Could be enough.
Could be.
For me to
And who do
lose.
you want going forward?
I would rather.
2, right?
Right.
So,
I think I would rather Cam.
where are you on the waiver wire? Maybe you'll get your shot.
Fucking 12th. Again.
Eesh. Yeah, you ain't getting them.
Ugh.
Heineke, 16-22, 206 yards and 3 touchdowns. Nice day for Taylor. Antonio Gibson, 19 carries, 95 yards. And Terry McLaurin, 5 receptions, 103 yards, and a touchdown. So, DJ Moore, touchdown in this game. He actually showed up for the first time in 8 weeks or so. So, maybe there'll be a little more of that with Cam back there.
Yeah.
He had 5 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown. So, nothing wrong with that. Washington now 4-6. They host the Seahawks, which I wouldn't be scared of the Seahawks either at this point. And Carolina's on a bye next week. So, there you go. Lace, we got to take a quick little break here.
Okay.
If that's all right with you.
It is.
When we come back, we'll finish up these NFL games, discuss which supposed strong NFL team is in the most trouble after this weekend.
Okay.
Some NBA, NHL, and we're done.
All right.
So on that note, we'll be back. And we're back. We're back, Lace.
Ta-da!
Okay, let's finish up these NFL games, Lace. And we
Okay.
got a Monday nighter to somewhat semi-preview.
Yeah.
So, 49ers, Jags, Lace. 49ers easily take care of the Jags. 30-18, Jimmy G, 16-22, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns. A typical Jimmy G performance.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel, if you remember, I boomed Deebo. 8 carries for 79 yards and touchdown. They're turning him into a running back. And Brandon Ayuk, 7 receptions for 85 yards and a touchdown. Really nothing to speak of on the Jacksonville side of the ball. The only touchdown they scored was my running back. So James Robinson picked that one up.
There you go.
And I won this week, Lace.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
I love it.
It's about time.
I needed you to win.
So I'm going to be 4-7. I'm running out of time, though, Lace. I got to win out, pretty much. So.
I needed you to win, but along with your win, I also need to win. So, and I'm gonna
catch this. One here. I won with a whopping. Well, I have Chris Godwin yet to play, but I have 75 points. My opponent put up 65 points, so I got lucky. Easily the worst points for in the league this year. Easily.
You are.
Oh, just it's not even close. And I'm in 11th, so it makes sense, right?
You better hope it doesn't come down to that, because that'd be annoying.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So, whatever. 49ers, they host the Vikings, as we already talked about, and Jacksonville gets to host Atlanta. So, Jags might sneak in another Dubsky there. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Bengals, Raiders, Lace. The Raiders have just turned into an absolute dumpster fire. Bengals easily taking this one, 32-13. Joey Burrow, not much of a day, 20-29, 148 yards and a touchdown. But your man, Joe Mixon, 30 carries, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's really been coming around for you as of late. And Derek Carr, 19-29, 215 yards, touchdown and a pick. Darren Waller, 7 receptions, 116 yards. Nice day, but no touchdowns. Raiders drop to 5-5 and fall to the basement of the AFC West. And they get to go to Dallas next week. Ooh. And the Bengals get to play, they get to host the Steelers.
Oh, okay.
So that's a big game for them. Bengals 6-4. Divisional game. Speaking of those Cowboys, Lace, let's move over there. Okay. In what was supposed to be a highly anticipated game was anything but.
Yeah.
Cowboys Chiefs. Chiefs took this one handily, 19-9, and won it with defense.
Yeah.
If you can wrap your head around that one. Yeah, I don't know if it's an example of Kansas City's defense playing up or Cowboys playing down. I don't know.
I don't know.
The Cowboys typically score a ton of points.
Yeah.
And they sure didn't. Dak, 28-43, 216 yards, 2 picks. Zeke, 9 carries, 32 yards for a 3.6 average. And Tony Pollard, 7 carries, 50 yards for 7.1 average. So it begs the question, when is everyone going to succumb to the fact that Tony Pollard's a better running back than Ezekiel Elliott? But they can't because they threw a shitload of money at Zeke.
Right.
If I was Pollard, I'd be like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh, and people,
You would get a second rounder for him. Not a first, I don't think, but a second for sure. And
Doesn't it feel like running backs are hard to get this year? Like a good running
so
back?
many injuries.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And at the running back position, that's normal.
Yeah, very common. Unless you're Jonathan Taylor.
I can't imagine.
So
the beating you take.
Tony Pollard, though, he's a better back than Zeke.
Yeah, I'd want out.
And if anyone wants to challenge me on that, sure. Challenge me. I dare you. Tony Pollard does more with his carries than Zeke ever will. It's just the way it is. Tony Pollard's more elusive. He's quicker. He's got better hands. He's just better.
Every time I think of Ezekiel Elliott, I think of that meme.
Which one? Kanye
with a bee sting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
I'm gonna try and find it. I'll post it to our page. It was one of the funniest memes I've ever seen.
Every time someone says his name, or I laugh every time.
It was great. I really enjoyed that one as well. Yeah, Mahomes didn't do much, but didn't have to. 23 of 37, 260 and a pick. Tyreek Hill, 9 receptions, 77 yards. He was pretty quiet. And the Chiefs now 7-4 and now jump into first in the AFC West. And the Cowboys 7-3, still pretty safe in that NFC East. So, yeah, enough. Chiefs are on a bye next week, and the Cowboys play the Raiders.
Right.
So, Cards Seahawks, Lace. Cards took this one 23-13, moved them up to 9-2, and Colt McCoy shot the lights out. 35 of 44, 328 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not bad for a backup.
Mm-hmm.
When your name's Colt McCoy,
you're destined to be a football player.
you're gonna shoot something out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that.
Sound like a cowboy. Attaboy, Colt. Attaboy. Yeah, had a great day. Zach Ertz, 8 receptions, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sitting on my fantasy bench. Didn't like him this week. Doesn't matter. I won. I'll save those points for next week. Seahawks, Russell Wilson, 14 of 26, 207. And it's going from bad to worse in Seattle. Now, the second half of the season collapse isn't anything new for Russell Wilson. He always shoots the lights out in the first half and then kind of tapers off. Mm-hmm. But this does not look like the normal Russ. I think maybe he came back early. Mm-hmm. And for what?
Right.
3-7. So what are you going to do now? You're going to sit him now?
Right.
And basically admit to everyone that you brought him back too early?
Right.
Well, that doesn't look good. So if you're Pete Carroll, what do you do?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, that's some hard-hitting analysis right there.
I don't know. I don't think.
And if he would have sat out, an extra 2 weeks. So he misses the Green Bay game and he misses this game. Mm-hmm. Would he be 100% at that point? Well, now your rehab is all but stopped.
Right.
Right? Because, it's probably not doing any wonders playing.
No.
For that finger. But, Tyler Lockett, 4 receptions, 115. Seattle season's pretty much over at this point. You're 6 games behind Arizona. Yeah, it's over. You're done.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, if you remember, Lace, if we want to turn back the clock a little bit, Pete Carroll, this will be his last season in Seattle.
That's right. I remember you saying that.
Don't at me on that one. It's going to happen. It's time for him to go. It's over. So.
Poor Pete.
Pete's done okay. I think Pete's got enough to retire on. So, Seahawks 3-7. They get to go to Washington, and the Cards are on a bye next week. So, and our Sunday nighter, Lace, turned into one hell of a football game. Pittsburgh Steelers at the LA Chargers. The Chargers took this one 41-37, moving them up to 6-4 and dropping the Steelers to 5-4-1. Big Ben, 28 of 44, 273 yards, 3 touchdowns. Justin Herbert, 30 of 41, 382, 3 touchdowns. He also ran for 90 yards, career high for him. There's the guy that hung 47 on the Browns. It just took. He hates the AFC North.
Yeah.
He just comes to play when it's time to play against the AFC North.
Maybe he likes cooler weather. Be cooler up there, both those games?
They were in LA.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Yeah, they were at SoFi. Austin Eckler, 11 rushes, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 6 receptions for 65 yards and another 2 touchdowns. So it was just the day of the big running back performances. Taylor had 5, he had 4, Mixon had 2. Good day. Good day if you're a running back. So that pretty much takes care of that one, Lace. Let's sneak ahead. I don't want to dissect this Bucs-Giants one too much. Who do you like in this one, Lace? Bucs are, I believe, 11.5-point favorites in this one. So if you had to take someone as it sits right now, who are you taking?
They won't cover.
Lacey's taking the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to win. Just
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Well, if you're just picking winners, it does.
I suppose, yeah. I don't think anyone would take the Giants to win this game, but okay. I'm taking the Giants to cover. not to win. Let's be clear.
Win.
Let's be very clear.
Yeah. Thank you. What do you think?
I don't hate that. I mean, Tampa's got to figure it out at some point. But I don't know. You know they're going to break out of this at some point.
Yeah.
And it's just who's going to be their victim.
Yeah.
And this seems like a good setup. You know, it's like, okay, we're going to absolutely demolish the Giants, get everything back on track, and away we go. Right? But they dropped to 6-4. You got a lot of teams breathing down your neck now. Now the Saints aren't much of a threat anymore, right? The Texans obviously aren't a threat. But, they're AFC, sorry. Who's in that division? Tampa. Carolina. Carolina's in that division. So, it could get real interesting real quick. So, I don't know. The Bucs will break out of their slump. I just don't know if it'll be tonight.
Right.
So, I just want to... quick question for you here, Lace.
No. I hate questions.
So, I'm going to give you 4 teams.
Oh, gosh.
And I want you to tell me who's in the most trouble right now.
Okay.
Okay?
I think I can handle this.
Number 1, the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Obviously, well, they just got stomped by Indy.
Yeah.
They have no run game. But I'll leave the rest to you. Tennessee Titans can't seem to beat a team with... They can't beat teams that are way worse than them.
Right.
Which is bizarre. But 3, the Dallas Cowboys. And 4, the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh. I thought I had my pick until you threw in the Browns.
So, I guess let's start with, are the Buffalo Bills in trouble at all to begin with?
Yes.
They're 1 game now behind New England. So they are in trouble.
Yes.
Okay. Tennessee Titans, are they in trouble? A boatload of injuries and some very uninspired losses.
I don't know if they're in trouble. They're just strange.
Indy is sneaking up on them real quick in that division.
Oh, I see.
And Indy has looked dominant.
Yes. Okay. Putting it that way, then yes.
Okay. So they're also in trouble.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys, Lace, they in trouble?
Give me some more info like you did the last one.
Well, Dak really didn't show up in this game to play against Chiefs. The Cowboys' defense is... I never thought they were that great, but a lot of people did. Yeah, I mean, they're relatively healthy, but they're the Cowboys. So
I'm going to say not yet.
Not in trouble.
Not yet.
Okay, so we'll pull them right out of the equation.
Okay.
And the Cleveland Browns, narrowly squeaking by the Lions this week. They're in an absolute dumpster fire of a division. Nobody wants it. They're 2 games behind Baltimore now. Baker supposedly banged up. Now getting rid of OBJ was a plus. But, and they got a great run game. So...
I'm going to say no.
The Browns are not in trouble. Okay, so we've narrowed this down to 2 teams. The Buffalo Bills, of course, are both from the AFC. Buffalo and Tennessee. Out of those 2 teams, who's in the most trouble?
It wasn't until you said that the Colts are right behind them.
Yes, and the Colts are red hot.
So I'm going to say Buffalo's in the most trouble.
Buffalo's in the most trouble? I don't disagree with you, Lacey, and the only reason I say that is because they're in the same division as the Pats.
Yes.
And you can never count out the Pats, and I think they did already. I think when they were 4 games up on New England, we just got to coast. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Guess what? Now you're 1 game back. And knowing you're 1 game back and show up with a stinker like they just put up against Indy, come on.
Yeah.
So, if you're the Bills, how much longer does McDermott hang around? If the Bills don't make the playoffs this year, he's gone.
Yeah, I would say
Has
so.
to be.
Yeah.
Like, they've committed a ton of resources to that team. That team on paper should be very, very, very good.
Right.
And at times they've shown they can be.
Right.
Not recently, but they can be.
Yeah.
But that's the coach's job to make sure they're like that all the time.
Yeah.
Case in point, the New England Patriots. They don't have a star-studded roster.
Right.
And they're lighting teams up.
It's amazing. We actually discussed this with our, Holy Rosary Raiders. And the coaching staff. And how our coaching staff, we gets a lot out of our boys. That's huge.
Yep.
It's huge. If the players want to play for their coach, it's a massive, massive difference.
Well, it really helps when nobody thinks that they're bigger than the team.
Right.
Right? And in the NFL, that's very difficult to
Yes.
do. But I think Bill Belichick, as a player, I got to assume you'd be like somewhat starstruck.
Right.
When you walk into the dressing room and there's,
I'm playing
holy
for
shit,
him.
there's Bill Belichick.
Right.
This guy's won 6 rings, coached Brady for 15 years or 18 years or however long he was in New England.
Yeah.
And look at what he's doing with this team. Right? So.
And I think I agree with you. Exactly how you put it. Like, I think you would want to play it for, like, you want to show him that you're good.
Yeah, and if you think you're bigger than the team, there's the door.
Yeah.
And
I don't think he'd be okay. Yeah.
He's done it a ton of times.
Yeah.
Where somebody comes knocking on his door and wants a shitload of money in the offseason.
See ya.
You're traded.
Yeah.
See ya. He's not scared to do it.
Yeah.
So, and New England, they win with special teams and defense.
Yeah.
So he's not. If you play offense for the Pats, you're not going to get a boatload of money because I don't think Bill Belichick really believes in that.
Yeah.
I'll just plug someone else in.
Right.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
See ya. So.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I'd say Buffalo is in the biggest amount
Yeah.
of trouble. Josh Allen was obviously an early MVP candidate. Not anymore. Like his name can't still be being thrown around as an MVP.
I wouldn't think so.
I would. Hope
I don't know.
not. I mean, who is though at this point?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, is it really that bizarre to think Jonathan Taylor's
Right.
the MVP?
Right. No, I don't think so.
Number one, he's healthy.
Yeah.
And
That's
number
a big
2,
step
he's
in
been
the right
consistent.
direction. Yeah.
Which is more than I can say for any quarterback in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So, I don't know. I like a non-QB to win this year.
Yeah, actually.
As it sits right
Yeah,
now.
right now.
So,
Yeah.
now if Josh Allen wins out and,
Right.
throws 25 touchdowns over his last 6 games or 7 games, and great. Then he'll probably win it. But,
If it was picked today.
yeah. So, Buffalo in trouble, Lacey. Probably going to finish last in the AFC East. Behind Miami and the Jets.
Wow.
No, they won't. But, yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see where that division ends up. And that and the AFC North
Yeah.
are just... that AFC North is a disaster.
Yeah.
An absolute disaster. We could have probably 3 shows just on that division alone. And go through everybody's records and wins, losses.
Right.
And, like, what a shit show.
Yeah.
Unreal. Points for and against might actually matter this year.
Yeah. Right.
Like it might come down to that for a wildcard berth out of that division because it's such a gong show. But I digress. Let's move over to the NBA, Lace.
Okay.
Enough NFL talk. Enough. We're moving on.
Okay.
In the East, Lace, we got the Chicago Bulls, 12-5. Top of the division. Top of the conference. Sorry, not their division. Well, they're obviously leading their division too. But the Brooklyn Nets, also 12-5, sitting in second. The Washington Wizards in third at 11-5. The Miami Heat in fourth at 11-6. And the Charlotte Hornets round out your top 5 at 10-8.
Weird.
Those Toronto Raptors sitting in 12th in the East with an 8-10 record, and I see you yawning once again.
I don't know what's wrong. I'm sorry.
You get sick of listening?
No, I fought it for a really long time. It's immediate. I come in here, I sit down. I'm thinking it's the fresh air.
Fresh air.
So we have the fresh air.
There's a lot of hot air blowing around here. I don't know how fresh it is, though.
Well, I think that thing is going.
The air exchanger? Is
Yeah.
that what you're referencing?
Yeah.
Ah.
So I think I get a lot of fresh air in here, and then the fan. And
Well, if
I
I'm
don't
boring
know.
you, please let me know.
No, I don't know what it is because it's not. And like, I want to. There's times I want to yawn like while I'm talking.
You're fired.
It's so okay. I'm sorry.
Come on, Lacey.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
What's wrong with you?
I can't wait for someone else to come, like for reals to come back and see if he feels really tired in here.
Okay.
Because as soon as we walk out, I'm fine. Anyway.
Yeah. Then you're all jumping around, doing cartwheels.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Let's move over to the West, Lace. Golden State Warriors, 15-2. And Klay Thompson has hit the court, full contact. They said he'll be back by Christmas. I think he'll be back sooner than that.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Now, obviously, they're not going to rush him at this point. There's no
No.
need to rush him.
No, exactly.
But, yeah.
Wow.
When he comes back, man.
Look out.
Well, I don't... Do you want to plug him into the lineup?
Yeah, that's true.
Jordan
How
Poole,
do you not?
Jordan Poole has been so good
Yeah.
this year.
This is
And
weird.
it's like, did you bring Klay off the bench? Do you start him? What do you do with him?
I would think you can't.
Bring him off the bench.
Or start him.
Fuck it, just healthy scratch him the rest of the year.
Well, I don't know.
Paying him like $40 million a year and just help. Well, hey,
Why would you change things up?
yeah,
But
that's
at the
going to
same
be the
time,
tough part.
how do you not start him?
Yeah, and all of a sudden, if you're pushing Jordan Poole to the bench, who's been averaging like
Right. And then he's like, F you guys.
30 points a game,
Mhm.
hey,
Yeah.
sorry, Jordan, but Clay's back.
Right.
Oh, great. All right. Well,
Yeah, I see where I stand.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Well,
matter what I do.
I mean, it would get to that point,
Right.
right? So
I'm sure he would understand, but
Well,
it would be tough.
you want
because-
a ring, you're gonna hang around.
Yeah,
So
but it would be tough.
yeah, considering they've developed him, I believe. I think they drafted him,
Yeah.
and yeah, he's just been phenomenal. So
Yeah, it's a tough.
gonna
situation.
get interesting.
Yeah, I
You
feel
know,
for them.
an embarrassment of riches, if you will, for the Golden State
Yeah.
Warriors. And that season where Klay was obviously hurt and Steph was hurt, and you know they were an embarrassment. And hey, could be the best thing that ever happened to them.
Yeah, yeah,
So that was the quickest goddamn rebuild I've ever seen.
yeah.
Took 1 year. Like wow. The Phoenix Suns sitting in second, 13-3. They've won 12 in a row.
Wow,
Yes. That's impressive.
that is impressive.
And I believe that, yeah, who do they play tonight, Lace? 5.5 point favorites.
Oh yeah,
I forget who they play tonight, but they do, in fact, play. The Utah Jazz sitting in third at 11-5. Your LA Clippers, Lace,
oh, what's happening?
sitting in fourth. They're at 10-7.
Oh, good.
And the Dallas Mavericks in fifth at 9-7, but they're not going to hang around there long. Luka Doncic missed the past 3 games with an ankle / hip / whatever else is ailing him. So your hip would get sore carrying that team. So
Yeah, that's true.
Porzingis has played pretty well though.
He's
so.
got the team on his hip.
On his back, but
You know, like
So
a
young.
baby.
yeah,
You know, like a baby on your hip.
yeah.
The Suns play the Spurs.
Oh yes, we debated this one for a parlay. Lacey took the Spurs.
I did.
It's fucked. Phoenix won 12 straight, 13-3. I'll take the Spurs.
They gotta lose sometime.
That's not true. They
Okay.
could win. They could win out.
What was the spread though?
5.5.
Oh, that's pretty close actually.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But whatever.
That's a bit ballsy of me.
Yeah, ballsy or
Stupid.
Yeah, you said it, not me. Lace, those Houston Rockets, like 1-15, have lost 14 straight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Nobody seems too panicked about it, though. And they just leave John Wall on the sideline. Correction from Friday's show, I told you he makes $40.2 million. He actually makes $43 million to sit on the sidelines. So
An extra
Yeah.
$3 million.
it's looking like they could use John at this point. But whatever. I mean, yeah, you want to be an absolute dumpster fire? Go
Right.
for it. Nobody cares, really.
I'm sure everyone else is happy about it.
Yeah, it's just one less team to compete with in the West.
Right.
So, whatever. They're an absolute joke. NHL, Lace. Let's start with the Atlantic Division, as we usually do. The Florida Panthers sitting at the top, 13-2-3. Those Toronto Maple Leafs, 13-6-1, sitting in second in the Atlantic.
Wow.
And in third, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning, 10-4-3. You got to watch out for those Lightning, Lace. Yeah. They're dangerous. They're dangerous. They're dangerous.
Okay.
You're fired.
You're killing me tonight.
What do you want me to do?
The Metro Division, Carolina 14-2-0. Best record in the league. The Caps 11-3-5, sitting in second. And the Rangers 11-4-3, sitting in third.
Wow.
Looking good. That Central Division, Lace. 11-6-1, the Minnesota Wild sitting atop the Central. Followed closely by the Winnipeg Jets at 9-4-4. The St. Louis Blues in third at 9-6-2. And the Pacific, Lace, the non-stop moving in the Pacific. The Calgary Flames now sit atop the Pacific, but they've played 2 games more than Edmonton. So let's get that out there. Flames 11-3-5. Oilers 13-4. Okay. No overtime losses. They don't play many close games. No, they just blow teams out for the most part. And Anaheim, those pesky Ducks, 10-5-3. The Vancouver Canucks 6-11-2.
Oh dear.
The Montreal Canadiens 5-13-2, and those Ottawa Senators 4-10-1. If you look at their record, it hasn't changed much because the entire team has COVID supposedly, so they've suspended their games.
Right.
I don't know when they'll start. Maybe they won't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're garbage anyway. So they're just horrible. A horrible team. But I believe the Canucks play the Habs tonight.
Oh,
and
so it might be a win?
Apparently there's some clenched up ass cheeks in Vancouver because management is a little worried that some heads might start to roll here.
If they lose?
Please lose. I'm begging for a Canucks loss tonight because this organization, we're in like year 11 here of this rebuild.
Right.
And we're sitting in 7th in the Pacific. There's a problem here.
Yeah.
A big problem. And
so you want a loss so that they fire everyone?
Well, I definitely want them to fire Green.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't even know who's out there for coaches, though. Give me a call. I'll be interim. For a couple weeks. I can't do any worse.
That's right.
So, yeah. Montreal, I mean, who knows if they'll... You start firing guys? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is it going to make a difference? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Who cares? It's Montreal. I don't care.
Kind of my thoughts.
Yeah, I don't care at all. This is probably them right now. I haven't used that one in a while. I really been missing it. I love the baby crying. But, regardless, Lace, that's it. That's all.
All right.
That's all I got.
Okay.
What do you got? Anything? Anything of importance? Or do you just have ridiculousness?
I don't even have ridiculousness.
Oh my lord. Why?
Well, all I keep thinking about is this fantasy game and that I need to make a choice. So I need an answer.
Have you noticed any messages come in?
No, but I don't really know where they come to.
Yeah, I don't know how it works either.
Oh, there's I don't know what's going on there. There's red dots all over the place. I don't know. Maybe there's a message. I hope so. I hope someone responded with, Who am I between? Gronk?
Tony and Gronk.
And Tony.
Kadarius Tony.
I don't know how to say his first name.
Why don't you just bank on... Feel it in your bones, Lace. Who you like more? I know you like Gronk more, so start him.
This is my issue, is that the guy I'm playing has Brady. So... That's my big hang up.
Whoops.
Oh, well, see you guys.
My bad. Oh, what is going on? Stop it. Okay. Well, I guess that's our cue to get off, Lacey.
Yeah, it is.
On that note, thank you, Lace, again, as usual. Thank you to you fine folks out there. And enjoy your Monday evening. Enjoy that Monday nighter. We
Yeah.
actually got to it. We get to watch Monday nighter start
Yes.
to finish.
It's exciting.
So that will be exciting. Do you want to say bye, Lacey?
Bye, everybody.
Enjoy your Monday, everyone.